Imagine your company is going through a merger. You're offering a generous severance package, which includes professional outplacement services. You've done your part, you've invested in supporting your departing employees. But there's a catch. For your bilingual, globally mobile employees, or anyone seeking employment globally, local outplacement support may be completely useless. What if your investment in career transition supports only provides open doors locally, while your best talent has global ambitions and unintentionally setting them up for months of frustration? Hi, I'm Tanya, and today I'm answering the question, what is outplacement for bilingual and global talent? And more importantly, I will be sharing a real client case study about what happens when well-intentioned companies offer outplacement that fails their global professionals, plus three critical steps HR teams need to take to get it right. So, first of all, what is outplacement? We hear this word a lot. And what it really means in kind of layman terms is it's professional career transition support the companies provide to employees that are being laid off and their roles are being changed. It's your investment in their next chapter, typically including job skills assessment. You have the CV resume, writing and optimization. There's the networking strategies and training, application support, interview preparation, and also providing access to job boards and connections. Now, this outplacement is not just called outplacement, but it has several other words. It can be called the golden handshake, a severance package, redundancy package, which is more of a British English term, separation package, or a buyout package. Those are all similar words that you may hear. But the goal of all of this is to help departing employees, the exiting employees, land their next role within 6 to 7 months' time, protecting company's reputation, and just being a good guy or gal, maintaining goodwill. But there are hidden risks. If your workforce is bilingual or internationally mobile, a local only outplacement provider could waste your investment and question your reputation with that exact talent you might want to rehire or recommend to others. Now, let's get into the case study when outplacement fails global talent. Let me tell you about Alexa. She's a really talented professional who has worked for a major insurance company here in France. And after a company merger, her role was basically eliminated, and the company provided a quite generous outplacement package as part of her severance pay. The company thought they've done everything the right, and they have. They've invested in professional support, and they really have shown that they care. But here's what they didn't know is that Alexa wanted to relocate to London. She already has had experience there. She lived there for quite a long time. She's built a community of friends. She started to understand the market, and she thought this would be an excellent time to use this transition and get her opportunity abroad in London. She was bilingual, globally minded, and she was ready for this move. It was the right timing. So, but what the company's investment failed in, first of all, there was no provider choice because the company contracted with only one outplacement firm. Alexa had no say in selecting support that matched her goals. The provider was France focused, French focused. And when she asked for a consultant specializing in the UK market, the answer was no, we don't do that. The company didn't realize their contractor couldn't serve international career goals. The second issue was generic translation is not market adaptation. What happened? The provider's international service was basically a copy paste AI translation. Come on, guys. taking her French CV and doing a literal translation. There was no adaptation for the keywords or algorithm or the UK market standard, like skill-based format, no personal information, including photo, and British English spelling terminology. All of that was absent. The company assumed translation meant international support, and it didn't. And the third and the final issue was that local networking for global goals wasn't present. Basically, local networking for global goals was present. And there's an issue there. All networking support was 100% French focused. Local context, local events, local strategies, but zero support for breaking into the UK market, the London market, or building a UK LinkedIn profile presence there. The company paid for networking support, but was completely geographically useless for Alexa. What does this spell for business impact? Well, for Alexa, she wasted 5 months. Constant frustration, and she got nowhere close to getting in contact or connecting with UK employers or employers in London. She had to pay out of pocket for her international support, and that was basically spelled out as zero value for the company's investment. And for the company, well, wasted this outplacement. I'm sorry, the company basically wasted their money because this outplacement didn't work. It created employee frustration and a negative perception. That's something you don't want to do nowadays. And a missed opportunity to support the high potential bilingual employees, and a potential damage to the employer branding among the global talent or those that are seeking global positions. What could actually have worked? After 5 months of frustration, Alexa found specialized support and paid out of pocket. Here's what made the difference. Global job skills assessment. We looked at the language and the cultural knowledge and put it together and see how flexible she was in using it, and how those skills translated into roles that are present on the market in London. The second was a UK market resume. It was skill-based format in British English, the keywords that corresponded to the jobs that were there without any personal details. The third point, strategic LinkedIn networking, London-based professionals, UK industry groups, and content that was targeted, basically optimizing her LinkedIn profile into not just French, but English, and really knowing how to curate content and showcasing her skills with using content on a weekly basis. And finally, the fourth point is called cross-cultural interview preparation. Not just being fluent, but confident in English business culture to explain and answer questions as a true professional. The result, within 1 month of this coaching and training and proper support, Alexa landed her first interview, and we were quite excited there. What was the lesson for HR here? Your investment in outplacement only works if it matches your employees' actual career goals and aspirations, especially for those who are bilingual or global mobile talent that are looking to take advantage of this transition and going abroad. Here are the top 3 tips to use as soon as possible for HR. Tip number 1, offer flexibility in outplacement providers. Now, the problem with Alexa, as you had noticed, she had no choice. Her company locked her into one local provider. When she asked for UK market support, the answer was simply no. 5 months wasted. But the solution could be basically offer a choice, partner with 2 or 3 providers with different specialties, be it local, global, international, or maybe industry specific. Provide a budget allocation, give employees a set amount to choose their own specialist, and include supplemental support. If your primary provider is local only, budget for international career coaching add-ons. What would be the return on investment? Employees feel valued, supported, like they matter. Your investment actually delivers results, and your reputation will get the better of it, especially with this diverse group of talent. The second tip is interview and assess outplacement providers for global capacities. As mentioned before with Alexa, The supplier basically said, yes, we offer international support, but only offered a copy paste translation of an AI and France only networking. There was no actual market expertise. A possible solution before signing contracts, ask your providers, sit down and have an interview and ask the following. Do you have consultants who specialize on the UK market or New Zealand market or whatever specific country or region that your talent is asking for? What's your track record with international placements? What is the testimony? What's the success rate? 3, can you show us success stories on candidates placed in London or New Zealand or wherever? And fourthly, how do you adapt resumes or applications and interview preparation for different cultural markets? These are the 4 questions you want to be asking and really evaluating your suppliers before signing a contract. Some red flags to look into when there are vague answers like, we have global partnership. Another one is translation services marked as international support. Sometimes there may be people who know the language well and are translators or interpreters, but don't know the market, the job market, and how recruitment works or job search. Also, when you have a consultant that hasn't lived through an experience in the targeted market, because they really don't know how that really plays out, and no proven track record of international placements. These are the little red flags you want to be looking into. What is the return on investment? You ensure that your investment delivers actual value, not just checkbox supports. All right. So you avoid wasting 5 minutes or 5 months. It would be nice to see 5 minutes, 5 months. That's significant of your departing talent's time. And the third tip, and actually I should have mentioned this tip right at the start, is have a chat and assess what the talent wants before choosing providers. The problem is that often HR teams often choose outplacement based on cost and convenience and not workforce composition. Then they're surprised when it doesn't work for bilingual employees or people looking for jobs abroad. The solution, a possible solution, is before restructuring or mergers, analyze how many employees are bilinguals or multilinguals? How many have expressed interest in international roles? What countries or regions are most relevant to them? And what industries require global mobility? Now, you want to ask these questions when you have a chat. Sit down and set up a chat. Now, some people in the past have said, yeah, Tanja, I can use an annual review or performance review or a Friday meeting. I would strongly suggest no, because when you're merging and there's layoffs, there's high mood, high emotions, and you don't want to be delivering or asking these questions, which are very, very sensitive questions, when they can be misinterpreted. So really set up an interview that's separate. And then once you have the information, select providers that match your actual force's needs. Now, for example, if 20% of your workforce is bilingual and looking for that next international professional opportunity, your outplacement strategy should reflect that reality, not ignore it. Why? Because basically the return on investment is your support matches real needs, not make pretend needs. Because you yourself are, putting a lot of work on this. You want to be really selective. So employees see you as an employee who truly understands and values diverse talent. And you, of course, avoid the reputation damage with the exact employees who could be your best brand ambassador. So really, the 3 tips are: assess your workforce first, know the need. The second one is really vet properly the providers and choose the right solution, and then offer flexibility. Make sure that the talent that is exiting can access what they need. So this prevents the exact problem Alexa faced and protects your investment and your employer reputation, because today's employee, maybe tomorrow's client, or a contractor, and maybe, just maybe in the future, they may be rehired again. So what comes around goes around. So in conclusion, what is outplacement? It's a career transition support designed to help exiting employees land their next role. When it's done right, it's a powerful tool for protecting your employer brand. But as Alexa's story shows us, not all outplacement serves all talent. Here's what I want you to remember today. For HR readers, your bilingual, globally mobile employees need more than local support. Build flexibility, choice, and international capabilities into your outplacement strategy. For executives, your investment only pays off if it matches your workforce's real goals. Audit your providers. Ask the hard questions, identify those red flags. And for companies, your reputation as an employer extends far and yonder beyond the goodbyes. How you support people on their way out defines how your future talent sees you. Thank you for joining me on this TP Talks Working Global. I hope you've discovered at least one little golden nugget to improve your talent transition strategy. Now, I would love to hear from you. HR professionals, have you encountered this challenge with international talent? And what's worked for you? Let me know. So keep following more for stories that illuminate life and career across cultures. Until next time, keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. Thank you.